Hey, what is going on? My name is Keith Collins, and I will be with you today training, showing you how to be a professional canvassing and field training. So, we're going to dive right in. There's a four-part training. We're going to be talking about impact windows. We're going to be talking about roofing. We're going to be talking about kitchens and baths and all of that great stuff. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. So, part of this training, they're going to be broken up into four parts. The first part is going to be the welcome, where we talk about the foundation, the schedule, and all of those good things, and the expectations, and the big picture of why you're here. Next, we're going to be talking about the Ishmael pitch. We're going to be breaking down the 5 steps and what to say at the door, stemming from your intro, your short story, your message, your ask, and then how you leave that place. Then we're going to be breaking up into talking about product knowledge in section 3, where we're going to break down the law of averages. We're going to talk about windows, doors, roofings, kitchens, and the bathroom. We're talking about all of those different areas of product knowledge to make sure you have it. Then we're going to break it down into section 4. Section 4, we're going to drill the pitch a little bit more. We're going to talk about handling some objections, and we're going to talk about working with the call center. Then we're going to be ready to hit the field. All right. So we got it broken up into 4 sections. Let's go ahead and keep diving right in. So the first section is going to be the welcome and the foundation. So we're starting here. No matter where your background is, this is the foundation for your future. All right. So you're a part of the team now. You're like, wait a minute, I just started. Hold up. Yes, that's right. You are a part of the team. And so you are at the right place, no matter where your background is, no matter what has happened in your past, you are exactly where you need to be. Think about this. No matter you've learned, right? So everything that you learned in your past can be used for this moment. All right. So before I dive in and start talking about who you are and everything about you, let's talk about me for a little bit so you can get to know me a little bit more. All right. Where I'm from, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. A little bit of my background. I've been in many different places. I have many different backgrounds, working in bowling alleys, working inside of theme parks, group homes, ministry, construction. I've done it all, right? And one of the cool things that I like about when I stepped inside of this industry in terms of canvassing and the field marketing, man, it was one of the places where I was able to be like, I guess you say, change my life. It really has changed my life. And I am excited that you're here because I know you can have that same impact in your life. Now, then you might say to yourself, wait a minute, Keith, you don't know me like that, man. You got too much energy for me. You're right. That's cool. No matter your energy level, you still can be successful in what we do because all the skill sets that you learn inside of this industry can be transferred in every aspect of your life. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So look at me as your trusted friend, your trusted guide along the intro of your journey. I'm telling you, you're going to get paired with some amazing leaders. Those leaders are going to help you also in the field. But in this room, don't worry. I got you. Okay. So, what has this job done for me? I would tell you this job has allowed me in different seasons of my life to be able to retire my wife. There was a season where she needed to stay home, and being in this industry paid for her and our children's lifestyle. Being in this industry opened up other opportunities for myself and allowed me to establish a company. It allowed many different opportunities for me and it allowed me to know things about myself that I didn't even know. So you are in the right place. And here's what I know about you. Now, I don't know a lot, but I do know a couple of things. And here's what I know. Your past is not your limit. All right. So no matter your past, that doesn't limit you. In fact, that's the motivation to do great in what it is that we do. You're bringing here for something valuable to the door. You bring something valuable to the door. No matter where you are, no matter what your background is, you bring something valuable to the door. Think about it. Not everybody looks like me that's in this room. Not everybody sounds like me that's in this room. And that's the same thing when you go out there into the field, okay? You're ready to learn a real skill. That's something I know about you because you said yes. is that you're ready to learn a real skill. The communication skills is one of the top skills that you actually can learn, along with a host of other things that you're going to learn while you're here. And you are in the right place. So let's grow together. All right. So, like I said, you're in the right place. Here's why you're in the right place. You're here at USA. And here's some cool things about USA. Over its history, it's been around for about 30 years. There's millions and millions of dollars that have been made in this industry. They service the Tri-County area. So, all of South Florida, they service, all right? From Miami-Dade, Broward, and all that stuff. They offer 5 products here at USA. And here's the cool part, the growth and the potential is infinite. Man, the owners, John and Jen, they have a plan to grow past South Florida and go into different environments in different areas like your Jacksonville, your Tampas, your Orlando's, other states. And you have an opportunity to be a part of that change and be a part of that growth because you're right there at the groundbreaking moments of it. So I'm excited to have you here, and you should be excited too. So let's talk about our schedule and what that daily schedule looks like. First off, you're going to arrive here at 12. Okay. Not after today, tomorrow's normal time. All right. But when you start your regular day, you're going to start at 12. Okay. You're going to review your leads and you're going to find out what happened with some of your leads. And you're going to always have like a recap from 12:30 to 1. That's where there's going to be some team training. Inside of that team training, you're going to know more about your intro, your closing, your product knowledge and practice pitch. Now, you might say to yourself, do I have to practice every day? Yes. Like I'm talking about practice. I'm talking about practice. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Then from 1:15 to 1:30, that's when the huddle or the team announcements happens. Okay. This is where we get ready to depart to the different areas or the different territories where we're helping homeowners, right? Whatever they need. Then from 1:30 to 7:30, that's where the actual field marketing is taking place. In the mix of that, there's a break, there's travel time and all of those things. But this is pretty much your schedule, so it helps you. Okay. Some other things to quickly notice that on Saturdays, there's usually mandatory 2 Saturdays out of the month that you would work, but those Saturdays are not super long. They're pretty short for the most part. They end around 3 o'clock, so it's nothing too crazy. There's usually no marketing done that's on a Thanksgiving, Christmas, or a New Year's Day. Okay. And anytime you get leads, you want to put those leads in before 7:30. Okay. You put them in before 7:30, that makes everything run smooth. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the field. As you're heading to the field, let's talk about the safety, okay? These are the non negotiable. That means we're not going to debate about these. This is going to be the standard, okay? So, one thing, obviously drive careful to your area. For those of you when you get in leadership, that's important. Obviously get here safely. If you get here, we can get you there to the field, okay? That's not a problem at all. Always check dogs before entering an area. I don't know why South Florida seems like there's more people than dogs. People got more dogs than they have kids. So whenever you knock a door, step back a little bit just to give that person space. And then you slowly approach as you have the conversation. Okay. Stay professional. Never argue with the homeowner. I don't care if they are a Dolphins fan. All right. Yes, I said it. If they are a Dolphins fan. All right. Don't argue with them. Then never make physical contact for any reason. I mean, high fives and all that stuff is okay, but just try to keep everything from a professional standpoint, okay? Because you're different. You're different from anyone else. You're a professional, all right? And professional get paid professional ways too. All right, so wear your design, obviously safety vests and things of that nature. Always look appropriate based off the attire that's given to you, okay? Dress code. Dress code is business casual attire at all times, okay? Here's why. You're talking to a person they potentially could spend upwards to $40,000 to $50,000 with you. When they talk to you, they're basically could spend as much as a car. Carry yourself as such. Okay? Carry yourself like that. All right? Comfortable sneakers are okay. Make sure they're like a solid color or something like that. You don't want to be too crazy out there. Black, navy blue, khaki pants only. Try to keep something of those colors. We don't want you having any jeans, like ripped jeans or any jeans, cargo shorts, leggings, yoga pants. Don't worry, you won't see me in yoga pants, okay? Um, Remember this, keep this in mind though, all right? Your appearance opens or closes the door. Now you might say, Keith, man, it don't matter what I look like. I get you, man. I get you. But we still live in a world where we usually judge a book by its cover before we dive into that book. So we try to open up as many doors as possible to make that happen. All right. Next, first impressions is everything. Very simple. When you met me, these last few seconds, last 10 minutes, I had to come up with a great first impression to hope that I gave you the right amount of energy so you would possibly listen to me. So first impressions is everything. You can already think back to the time you met someone for the first time and they gave you that wrong energy. Did you really want to deal with them? Nah, probably not, right? So think about that when you're dealing with the people, okay? You're going to project to them how to treat you. All right? So let's talk about some terms to know and just some of the language that you're going to hear from us. So you have, these are the terms. You can find these all in your notebook and all that good stuff. All right. So consultation. A consultation is when the homeowner meets with a product specialist to receive a free quote. Okay. A lead. A lead is a consultation that is scheduled 2 days out that has not been confirmed yet. Confirmed lead. A confirmed lead is when a homeowner agrees with the call center to have someone to stop by to receive a free quote. Most of the times, those either a next day or a same day. If any of our leads are confirmed, most of the time they're confirmed 24 hours in advance. Okay. A one-legger. A one-legger is a consultation where all decision makers are not present. We don't like those. If you're setting up a consultation, you want everyone there, like the mother, the daughter, the sister, the cat, anyone who is there that needs to make a decision, we want them there. Demo. Demo is when the homeowner is the specialist there to give a price. All right. So the specialist gave a price, but he did not close the deal. Okay. And follow up is when the homeowner is when we revisit a homeowner who already demoed. Okay, so that's where we rehash. Okay, so rehash is basically following up with the homeowner who had already received the demo, who did not close. We're trying to close them now. Knockback is when we return back to a home that did not give us an answer. So we're out in the field and we're talking to homeowners, we're knocking doors. And for whatever reason, let's say if there was 20 doors knocked and there are 10 people that did not answer, or 10 doors that did not answer, you're going back to those 10 doors that did not answer. Whether you notice that there's an additional car, if there was a big need that was there, you saw like, man, those windows were bad. That's where we're going back. Okay. Reset is a consultation that is rescheduled for another day. So let's say we set up one of these leads, and for whatever reason, when they were called to get confirmed, they were like, "Oh, I got something going on," and then we go back and then we reconfirm it, and reset it. Okay. Obviously, a sale is a sale. That's when a homeowner agrees, to get a product from us. So that's why you don't see that one on here, because we know what a sale is. The homeowner said yes. All right. So, what is expected of you? Let's talk about it. All right. Part of the foundation here, weekly, we have a target goal. Okay. We want you to hit your numbers so you can make your money. Okay. Say it with me. Hit my numbers so I can make my money. Hit my numbers. So I can make my money. Okay. I'm sorry. My singing is not too good. Anyway, we want you to get 10 to 12 qualified leads each week. You want to generate those. When the different territories we go to, we're going to place you in areas that we've researched, places where we know the homeowner demographics. We're going to know the income the property values, the income levels. All of those things are going to be important. Okay. From that, we're going to see that you should get about 5 to 7 of those confirmed leads. All right. That means homeowners agree with the call center to have someone to come out. Some of those will be next days. Some of those might be same days. Some of those will be leads that actually confirm, throughout the course of the week. Okay. And out of those confirmed, obviously they're going to sit down and go through a full demonstration. And then now you should have 1 to 2 sales or more. Okay. So this is the expectation. All right. You're talking to the homeowner, you get them signed up, they confirm. The rep goes out, sits down, demos them or sells them, and you should have at least a couple of sales. Okay. We want quality over quantity. So I don't want you just throwing stuff all over the wall because you're going to get bad results then. Now, do we want you to set up leads if homeowners like, yeah, I'm thinking about it, tell them come on out on Friday, right? Set those leads up all day. But if that person's telling you absolutely no way in the world that I'll get a lead, and you find a way to get their name and number, you throw it in, no, we're not looking for those types of leads. Okay? So that's going to be that. Let's go ahead and dive right into the next slide. So speaking of which, we were talking about quality, right? You see how this thing working together? Let's talk about quality. What makes a quality lead? Okay. Not all leads are equal. Okay. Protect your time and your income. Only submit quality leads that has all three. Okay. The homeowner has a genuine interest. That means they thought about it. They're planning on doing it in the future, right? We want to sign up those types of homeowners. Why? Because those homeowners has a general interest. Next, they need to have all decision makers present, right? Everyone that owns, whether it's a spouse, partner, we want to confirm that they're all going to be there for the consultation. Now, when you're setting up the lead, they all don't have to be there right then and there, but they do need to be there for the lead when you set up that consultation. When the consultation has happened, they all need to be there. Okay. Then you want to make sure that they have 90 minutes set aside. So if I'm talking to Mr. Johnson, I start off, hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing? You're doing great. Awesome, man. You said you want to get the windows and doors. Yeah, man, that's right. I want to get the windows and doors. Perfect. Set a good time for both you and the missus? Yeah, absolutely. We both will be here. All right, cool, sweet. No problem at all. What's a good time for you? 10 a.m. Perfect. You set up at 10 a.m. You're going to let them know, hey, all right, we show up at 10. We're roughly wrapping up by 11:30. Is that good for you and the missus schedule? Y'all have some breakfast for the representative? He goes, yeah, man, I'll have it. Perfect. That's a solid lead. Now, if that homeowner, Mr. Johnson, said 10 a.m. works for him because he has somewhere to be at 12 o'clock, we're not setting that up. Here's why. Because if we set up that consultation at 10 a.m. and he has somewhere to be at 12, around 11 o'clock, what do you think going to happen? You said it. 11 o'clock, he's going to be expecting that rep to be out that door because he has to start to get ready to get to where he has to be. So we don't want to set up those leads, okay? A one-legger or an unconfirmed lead shows up, it can mess up your week. Think about it. You don't want those. So you want to make sure that you're looking at everything with those leads and following up with your leads the day after to make sure that everything ran smooth. Because sometimes homeowners, they forget. Sometimes homeowners, you're like, you know what? Oh man, they tell you yes and they got something going on. But you always want to make sure that they, at least for a quality lead, have all of these three things so they can be solid. Okay? Next, so here's the big picture of it all and why it all matters. Okay? Here's the big picture. This is not just a job, it's a path, right? So what you can do and where the real growth in the room is, as you rise, you're compensated accordingly. Okay. So as a team member, you start off by mastering your pitch and generating the qualified leads. The next goal is to step into a team lead. As you're a team lead, you're starting to coach new canvassers, new team members that are coming on, right? And then you start to run a small team, right? So now as you're running a small team, next thing you're developing to be a leader where you're kind of leading in the office, you're driving results, and now there's bigger opportunity. And yes, the compensation change along the way. All right. So you don't even have to ask that question. So that's important. All right. So the opportunity for growth is real here. I'll tell you that based off everything that I know. Like in this industry, in the field marketing, the canvassing, the team member, in this industry, there is tons of room for you to grow. Because if you're growing, you're bringing value to the company. And as you're bringing value to the company, you're growing yourself and bringing more value to yourself in the relationships in your life. Trust me, this is the place where it happens. So it's time for the knowledge check. It's time for the knowledge check. All right, so here's a couple of things that you must do. All right, it's time for the knowledge check. The first one is name 3 things that make a quality lead. The next question, all right, Or your facilitator might pause at this moment, to be honest with you. In fact, let's do that. Let your facilitator pause, put the questions up here, and then from there, you guys can answer the rest. Okay? So pause right now.